Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
That's Nazi propaganda. Wow. That's gonna be in history book.
In today's hypersensitive culture, being a beautiful, feminine, sexy, white actress who doesn't apologize for existing apparently turns you into a threat to humanity. It turns you into a Nazi. Yeah, you've heard that right. People are calling Sydney Sweeney a Nazi because she did this ad with American Eagle.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Apparently embodying a more conventional beauty standard is embodying fascism. Back in the day, the girl next door looked very much like Sydney Sweeney. Blonde, big boobs, blue eyes. That was the standard for quite a while, you know. People started to demand change, that we implement different looks, and that did happen. I mean, nowadays, you cannot see a new movie without Zendaya in it. She's in absolutely all the movies. Films have become quite diverse. Music videos, artists, it's all quite diverse. And yet, if you put someone like Sydney Sweeney, who God forbid has blue eyes, blonde hair, and big boobs in an American Eagle ad, it's somehow racist? To the point that even Doja Cat is mocking this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
And let's not forget that she's literally someone with a lot of racial controversies in the past. So what's so wrong about this ad? It's basically Sydney Sweeney in a very sultry voice and looking all hot and promoting these American Eagle jeans.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
And they're doing this like wordplay with the words jeans and jeans, saying, you know, like Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, and both referring to how hot she is and also the fact that she's wearing the American Eagle jeans. And to be honest, when I first saw this ad, I did not even think it was a racial thing. Like, I did not, for not 1 minute did it cross my mind that when she was saying she has good jeans, she was referring to the fact that she has blonde hair and blue eyes. And to be honest, I think all the people that are actually thinking that, they are the sick ones. And now I'm the one that's like, do they think that or like the rest of us are inferior and we have lesser genes because we're not blonde and blue-eyed? Because this is something that never crossed my mind.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Jeans made with 100% white cotton. These jeans are so pure, all the other jeans should be set on fire. These mixed polyester jeans should be rounded up and exterminated. We at American Eagle want one thing for the future. A place where one gene prevails. Come get them for $19.99 at our sweet summer sale.
Yep, that got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not gonna believe us until we're hung out there. But then even then, I feel like they'll be like, oh no. Kind of like they are with...
So I feel like they're the racist ones. They're like, no, she's saying that she's better because she's blonde. Like, who even thought that to begin with? I always thought the campaign was just using that slogan because it is something that people say when they're hot. Like, oh, I have such good genes, I'm so hot. That, or the fact that she's obviously very well known for being attractive and for having big boobs. I always just thought it had to do with the boobs, that she has good genes because she's hot and has big boobs, and not many people in Hollywood nowadays have natural big boobs. How do you get from there to, no, she's promoting Nazism because she's blonde? Like, you're the racist one if you think that. You're literally telling the world that you think that she's better because she's blonde. Like, what the hell? So a pun between jeans and having this woman that has both great genes and jeans, it's somehow a subliminal message for the Aryan race in an American Eagle ad. Have you all lost your minds? And you know what it is? These people that are throwing a tantrum at this, they don't even care about the social justice that they pretend to care about. They really don't. They're doing it because for years, most campaigns have gone completely woke. They've had forced inclusivity regardless of it being extremely cringe, like 99% of the time, and extremely obvious, like not like, oh, let's include diverse human beings just because there exist diverse human beings, more so because you could tell that they were doing it just to sell their products and just to appease these crazy people. So because they've had this monopoly on all these campaigns all these past years, and because they've kind of won this battle where people are so afraid of them now that they'll force inclusivity just to chill them out, and because we've even gotten to a point where your race and your sexual orientation and your gender identity and all these things matter more than your talent in order to be picked for a role or for a campaign in Hollywood. Now they're mad that people are tired, they're waking up to this bullshit, which is what it is, and their victimhood grift is falling apart day by day.
And determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very keens.
Only unfortunate looking women and gay men who want to be women are hating on Sydney Sweeney. Now walk with me. Hot white people, this is your sign to stop being ashamed of your Caucasian excellence. Liberals are losing their minds because Sydney Sweeney isn't ashamed to be a blonde, blue-eyed white woman. The American Eagle ad is not fascist. It just shows that the high BMI positivity movement is over. I don't need to see every skin tone, gender identity, and weight class in order to buy a product. I want to see hot people, and Sydney's denim jeans rack is uniting our country. Notice how no one hotter or more successful than you is concerned about what you wear, do, or look like? Exactly. Hot people get it, and we've all been wronged by unfortunate looking people.
I guarantee you that if we would have had a trans woman or a black woman or a woman with hairy armpits or anything, any of these forced inclusivity people that we see in absolutely all the ads nowadays, nobody would even be batting an eye at this. Nobody would care in the slightest. But God forbid you put someone who's conventionally attractive and who men like, and who's blonde instead of being, I don't know, green. I don't even know what race these people want to like include. Like, are we just not allowed to ever have Caucasian white people in ads anymore? Is that just forbidden? Is that just being a Nazi outright? Because again, had we had, I don't know, a black woman or an Asian woman doing this campaign saying, I have great genes, which I'm sure she is if she's attractive enough to get in this campaign, no one will be saying anything. But because it's a Caucasian woman, we're all crying and saying this is a Nazi ad. Also, we do realize that she's selling jeans, right? I mean, it would be a different thing if she was selling, I don't know, like a watermelon. If she was like on an ad campaign selling fruit and the commercial was all like, Sydney Sweeney is blonde and blue-eyed and she has great genes. I would still think that it's them playing on the fact that she's hot and famous and whatever and has big boobs. But I could maybe, not really, I'm not that far-fetched or crazy, but I could somewhat get why crazy people would think that, you know, it's like them saying that she's hot because she's blonde and has better genes than the rest of us, which is so racist, by the way. But she's literally selling jeans. Like, it's the perfect wordplay. It's not the smartest campaign, but I do think it works and it delivers the message that they're trying to get across. That she's wearing great pants, but she also has a good genetic composition. Don't blondes deserve any inclusivity either? Are they just not allowed to participate? Like, do they just have to never show their face anymore because it's Nazi to appear in a campaign? Are hot women not allowed to be in campaigns anymore? Like, do we only have to see unconventionally attractive people so that very unattractive, insecure people feel better about themselves? And I do understand that part of the criticism that women give towards Sydney Sweeney is that she's very male-gazy. And that's part of her popularity as well, because there have not been many actresses in the past few years that have enjoyed being in the spotlight in this way, being sexy and being attractive in a way that caters to men. And that's a whole different topic of its own. But at that point, I just think it goes way deeper than Sydney Sweeney and the male gaze. I just think we live in a hypersexualized society. Everything is sexualized, absolutely everything. And this ad does have a very sexual, not even undertone. She does speak in a very sultry way. She comes off very sexy. I mean, there's the whole like, my eyes are up here. So it's a valid criticism that we're living in a very hypersexualized society. But turning it all on Sydney Sweeney and being like, oh, she's for the male gaze, when it really just goes way beyond that, is not the right approach at all. You know what's the sad part about this as well? That if Sydney Sweeney gained, I don't know, like 40 pounds, and I think she's pretty short, so 40 pounds on her make her look quite differently than she looks now, and she became the face of this ad, all these women that are crying about this would not even have a problem. They would be like, yes, they would be happy for her in that case. Because one, she would not be representing this hot girl anymore. Two, she would be representing overweight people in a fashion campaign, and therefore they would not feel threatened. And this is what it's all about. Once again, it's not about them being these like social justice warriors the way that they want us to believe that they are. It's all about their own victimhood and insecurities, and the way that this has consequences in real life, right? Like if people start waking up and if people start not wanting this anymore and getting tired of this forced inclusivity and wanting to see true diversity, which by the way also includes blonde women, blonde attractive women. Diversity does not only include ugly people. Why? Like, do you only see, maybe you just see ugly people in your town and you think that that's what has to be portrayed in ads because that's all you're used to seeing? I don't know what's going on in their heads, but true diversity also, sorry to break it to you, includes blonde people and includes attractive people and includes girls with natural big boobs. And deep down, it's just about their insecurities and the fact that now people are just tired of them and they're just tired of buying these woke brands. And brands are also waking up, not because brands care and because they're doing the right thing, but because they go where their money goes and they're seeing that people are tired and they just want to wear jeans that are good fitting and they don't care if the person that portrays the jeans is like green or has like red hair. They just don't care. They just want a nice ad and nice jeans. And brands are going this route now. So the woke people are like, damn, like now that means I have to work hard, I guess. I guess that means now that if I want to be in a film, being fat and ugly isn't enough to get the role. They're not just going to give me the role because diversity now. Now I actually have to show up and work hard. Now that means that if I want to be the face of, I don't know, Nike, it's not enough to have hair in my underarms or have green hair or have green color hair and freckles and say that I'm queer. It's not enough to do that. Now I actually have to be talented. Damn, Sydney Sweeney, you're a Nazi. Let's all say that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. So that way, we can once again start feeling bad for having white, attractive, talented people in these ads and put the focus back where it should be, which is on people who have no talent, no personality, but they are a victim. They're a minority. They're oppressed, supposedly. So oppressed that they're literally getting whole deals with Nike and in roles in films without having any talent.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white...
Says a woman who also has blue eyes and whose hair I'm pretty sure is far closer to Sydney's naturally than the black dye she has on.
White woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
Because she's blonde? So let me get this right. This expression that people use all the time, like, I'm so hot, I have good genes. You can only say that if you're, I don't know, I guess black, Latino, mixed, brown-eyed. I'm not really sure. We should ask this woman. You can, or maybe just not hot. You can only say that if you're not conventionally attractive. Because otherwise, if you're saying that, you're a Nazi. And God forbid you're blonde and blue-eyed and you say that you have good genes because you're attractive. That makes you automatically a Nazi. That's how crazy these people are. And that's how much this woman hates herself, because she literally is likely a blonde-eyed, blue-eyed woman herself. Not only is this stupid, frankly, but it's also extremely offensive to people who would have actually faced the consequences of true Nazism or true discrimination over their race or skin color or hair color or whatever it is. Listen, and I can even get behind the whole criticism of, wow, the ad is super sexualized, you know, it's kind of like soft porn, because it is. What is the strap here? The voice, the way she's saying it, like, my jeans. Like, I don't even know what voice she's doing, but it is. It's a very sexy ad. And
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that?
some people are gonna have a problem with it, others are not. I mean, traditionally, we have always seen ads with very attractive people, both men and women, same way we go to films and we see attractive men and women, and they're both pretty sexualized in media. We see attractive men take off their shirts all the time, attractive men wearing tight clothing, and all the more. But of course, women are more so the object of this behind it all. But again, I don't even think we should blame Sydney Sweeney here. She can do whatever she wants. I mean, she's an adult. If she wants to consensually sexualize herself to make money out of it, then whatever. Aren't we all supposed to be like applauding all the choices that women make? If she's actively choosing to get behind this and to be sexy for the male gaze or whatever it is and make money out of it, what is it to you? Isn't it her free choice? So I think the criticism should go way deeper than that and just take a look at how truly sexualized we are as a society in general. But at this point, I don't really think that there's much to do in the Western world, because it's only gonna get worse. I mean, it was a gradual thing. I mean, like back in the 70s or whatever, maybe you'd see somewhat attractive women dressed in like a short dress or something, or in tight clothing, and over time it just got progressively worse. Women and men were just wearing way less and less clothing. The sex scenes got way more intense in films, to the point that I think most of them are like super unnecessary. And now we're just in the era where we think that OnlyFans is empowering and doing porn is empowering, and lots of these women who are mad at Sydney Sweeney for being part of the male gaze or whatever that even means are also the ones that are like, yeah girl, get your money from OnlyFans, you're empowering yourself. Like, what? You gotta choose one side. I'm down if you want to be like, you know, society has gone crazy, we need to chill out with the whole hypersexualization behind everything. But if you're on that route, you better play the part yourself. You better not be consuming porn or OF, or you better not be putting yourself out there in that way. You better be behind the whole modesty route, because otherwise you're just talking crap. Like all these girls or all these people that are like, oh, Sydney Sweeney, the male gaze, patriarchy sucks. But then you're literally doing the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. So I would like to hear your thoughts, but yeah, that's my conclusion. I can get behind the whole hypersexualization and male gazy thing, whatever, even though she's an adult and she chose to do it. And we've always had very sexy ads like that, at least in the past few decades. It's always been quite a normal thing. But I could understand that. I can understand that we've maybe taken it a bit too far as a society in general. But again, you better only be saying that if you are more traditional and more conservative and you want to go more so the modesty route yourself. When it comes to her being a Nazi or American Eagle being Nazis just because they put a blonde woman saying that she has good genes, most likely referencing her big boobs, I think that's just a huge reach. And to me, it's just a tantrum made by very insecure people who are intimidated by hot, talented people taking the screen once again. And also just a symptom of how brands do not care about us. They pretend they do, and a lot of you fall for it. You know, I've been seeing all these comments now like, oh wow, I guess now that American Eagle is racist, I won't be buying their jeans. Like, girl, do you think American Eagle cares to begin with? So in 2019, when they were doing all these super woke, honestly cringe ad campaigns, not because they weren't beautiful or whatever, but just because you could tell that their purpose was to sell and not because they actually cared about diversity, do you think they care about it then? No, they just care about selling jeans to you. Do you think they care about Sydney Sweeney or patriotism or conservative values or whatever you think this represents right now? They have never cared, not just them, all these brands, all these huge mainstream brands, they have never cared about anything except getting our money. Whether that's putting someone with green armpit hair on their campaign, or whether that's putting Sydney Sweeney, or whether in like 20 years it's putting like an AI bot making out with a human. They would just follow the money. And if you're somebody who's offended by a blonde attracting woman saying that she has good genes, maybe you should check yourself. Maybe you're the racist one, because it takes a very sick mind to even think that she's suggesting that blonde is just better. Like, you must be the racist one if you even reach that conclusion. And it's honestly almost offensive. Almost. I'm not easily offended, but it's almost offensive. And if you're just offended because she's hot and sexy and people like her and men like her, then that's also a you problem. Maybe you should work on your insecurity. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Give me your likes, subscribe, and I will see you very soon.